Okay guys, welcome to the rationals packet. Again, we're on section 2, but now we're going to talk about multiplying and dividing. So the problem we're going to start with is going to be number 10, right? And while number 10 looks like kind of an ugly problem, it's pretty simple once you know what to do, right? So let's copy it down real quick and then we can get started. So number 10 is going to be v minus 4 over 7v squared times 7v cubed plus 35v squared over v minus 4. Okay, so for multiplication and division, the first thing we've got to do for any of these problems is going to be factor. Right? So anytime we multiply and divide, we're going to have to start by factoring. Okay? So here's our factored form. This first one doesn't factor at all. And we're going to multiply this by 7v squared times v plus 5. And on the bottom, I've got v minus 4 still. Okay? Now, once I've got everything factored out, now we're going to simplify, okay, and we can cancel anything on top versus anything on bottom. Okay, so even across this, we can still cancel out, right? So v minus 4 and v minus 4, those two will cancel out. 7v squared and 7v squared will also cancel out. And then I'm just going to be left with v plus 5 as my final simplified answer. Okay? Remember, if this was on the bottom, this would be 1 over v plus 5. Okay? But that's basically what multiplication is. Think of it as a big simplifying problem, right? Where we've kind of separated it into two pieces instead of just leaving it as one, right? So let's look at a division problem now. We've got the multiplication problem down. Let's try a division problem. Now the good news is, guys, multiplying and dividing are pretty much easier than adding and subtracting. And division is no different than what we did for multiplication. There's just one extra step, okay? So let's try out number 11, okay? So number 11 is, copy this down. We've got 1 over n minus 5 divided by n minus 10 over n squared minus 15n plus 50. Okay, and now that we have this written down, right, well, dividing fractions is very similar to multiplying, okay? So my very first step is still going to be to factor, right? We can factor everything. And I'm going to get 1 over n minus 5 divided by, n minus 10 over n squared, n minus 5, n minus 10. Okay, so that's the complete factored form of the bottom. Okay, now, once you have this factored, we have to make sure we take this extra step. So this is the only difference between multiplying and dividing. And it's going to be, you're going to take this second fraction and you're going to have to flip this second one. So not the sign, but the actual fraction is going to flip over. All right? So what I'm going to end up with now is 1 over n minus 5. And this is no longer going to be a division problem now. Now it's multiplying, right? So we flip and multiply. You may remember that rule from when we worked with fractions way back in elementary school. Okay, so here we go. And again, just like before, we're going to do what now? Just cancel top versus bottom. Okay, so if we start canceling stuff out here, you'll see, wait, my n minus 5s are going to go away. My n minus 10s are going to go away. And I'm just going to have that lonely 1 left over. Remember, all of these basically have become 1s. So my final simplified answer is just 1. Okay. Now, one interesting thing to note about this, guys, is with our excluded values. You actually get excluded values from here and from here when you flip your fraction, okay? So just note, we're going to flip, and we can make that a multiplication once you flipped it. So let's flip the second fraction and multiply, okay? All right, so that kind of is division in a nutshell. All right, see if I can get this a little bigger, okay? We've got our division problem. We factor, flip, and then it cancels out just like a multiplication problem, okay? That's it for this section of the video, right? I hope this helps you guys with your homework.
Make sure you like and subscribe.